Excuse me. Hello, happy Saturday. It's time to rank the fuck ass bobs. Um, Before we do that, congrats Subasa for coming first. Congrats Personal Style for coming second. Congrats Austin for coming third. Y'all need to be way more patient. Normally I sit on starting soon for 5 minutes, so I don't know why y'all are so impatient about it. Um, anyway, I have procured a list of let me count.
Hey,
Excuse me. Of 22 characters that have Bob or Bob adjacent haircuts, and we will be, or I will be ranking them. I'd like to hear your input as well, um, on the tier list that I made. So it is a five layer five tier list, with the S tier being PhD in Bobology. They are the blueprint, the model of all Bobs. In our A tier, we have You Know That I'm Known for the Bob, like that one Nicki Minaj verse. In the middle, we just have Bob. Period. It's a Bob, but it's not anything crazy. It's not bad, but it's not great either. It's B tier. C is okay, I guess. Um, and then our lowest tier is fuck ass derogatory. I almost made S tier fuck ass celebrity complimentary, but I thought PhD in Bobology was funnier. Majoring in Bobonomics, yes. So these are just in the order that they were in the folder I made of pictures on my computer. So these aren't in like game order or anything. Um, so oh, we're in an ad right now. So once the ad is over, we'll get into um the Bobonomics. Um, Excuse me. Some of these maybe don't really count as a Bob, but they were close enough. If we were strictly doing Bobs, I think there would maybe be like 5 entries on the list. So I picked some Bob adjacent styles. I'm going to be ranking them based on like uniformity and shape. Do they have that iconic Bob shape? Um, how quintessential the hairstyle is to the character? Like, if the character had different hair, would they be less of a character or like less iconic? Because all of these characters are pretty iconic. Um, and just like overall vibes. Like, I don't know. I feel like if the vibe of the character is giving PhD in Bobology, but their hair is really fuck ass, like we might split the difference and put him in the middle, but we'll have to see. We are gonna start these, like I said, are in no particular order. We're gonna start with Laurie Gerard. Um, she got the little hat on, but she definitely has a bob. It is like perfectly, like both sides are the same length. Like she gets that bob up upkept, like maintained. There we go. Uh, like on a weekly basis. Um, it's very of the time. It's very with the the outfit that she's wearing. Um, she is, however, when I think of characters with bobs, she is definitely not the first character that I think of, but she's not the last character that I think of. She's like probably the fourth character that I think of, because I can, yeah, there's about three characters that I immediately think of that have a bob. So we're going to put her in, you know, that I'm known for the bob. And these might change as we go through the list. Thank you for the lurk, Moon. We will maybe have to revisit some of them. Up next, I mean, come on. She is the fuck-ass Bob. Miss Jane Penvillin. Growing mine out to have long Victorian lady here, so I shall pass on that, but thanks. Yeah, so Jane, she's got that Anna Wintour fuck-ass Bob. She looks like Anna Wintour and Chucky's baby. And she has the body type of a twig. And if she had any other hair, she just wouldn't be as iconic. Like, it's part of the ensemble. She needs to have that bob with that weird, like, Wednesday Addams adjacent outfit. Is it a dress? Or is it like a shirt? Like a jumper? Like, whatever it is, like, the bob is really what is tying the look together. Because if she had other hair, she would just be, like, an ugly kid. Okay, I thought I had to sneeze. Welcome in Bowser Big Bean Burrito. Hold on one second. I'm gonna blow my nose. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, yeah, like the bob is what really sends her from, like, because she's kind of a mid-tier villain, but her look is so iconic that, like, you know, I have my pen, my Benjamin is named after her. So she is the indie Bob that I think of. Yeah, Jane is definitely the first Bob that I think of. It's just so ingrained. When you think of Jane, you think of Bobs. And I think that's all I have to say on that matter. Okay, Bubasa is getting a bob for his pubes. All right, all right. What if Bud removed the cap and suddenly flowing hair fell down into a bob style? That would be something. My hair is not that long. I actually just got it cut, like, last week. All right, we have our first entry on Not Really a Bob. And it is Helena Berg from Phantom of Venice. The length is right for a bob, and if she had bangs, it would be a bob. I feel like the bangs are really important, otherwise it's just short hair. So it's kind of, I feel like she maybe could have been suited with a better hairstyle. Honestly, she might look good with a bob. The hair is just kind of there, you know, it's on her head, it's blonde. It's not the worst hair I've ever seen. But it's just kind of, it's just okay, I guess. I don't think there's really anything that requires her to have this exact hairstyle. It does go with her whole, like, basic outfit. It's just like a button-up shirt and some khakis. So it fits, but it's not anything super special. I've done a bob haircut before, never again. I've never had a bob. I'm not interested in having a bob. I don't think I'd look very good with it. But some people can really pull it off. Speaking of, we have our next entry, which is Miwako from Shadow at the Water's Edge. She is another one of the bob havers that immediately come to mind. The one thing I will say about Miwako's hair is her bangs are not even. There's this like weird chunk where this part of the bang has grown out, and this part is regular bang length, so it's like swooped to the side. Now see, if she had like a barrette pushing that little bit to the side, it would be better. It would elevate the look, and it wouldn't look like they forgot how to make the hair blend with the bangs, so they just cut. Because right now it looks like either part of the bang grew out or she cut a weird chunk out of her bangs. It is, though, iconic with her pantsuit and her square glasses. There's definitely, I've said this before when people were playing Shadow at the Waters, is like there are definitely ways that Miwako could elevate her look. I know she's all business, no play, like she takes her job very seriously, but if she had like a barrette pushing that bit of hair to the side, and perhaps her glasses were like a color or like a tortoise shell even, it would add a little bit of oomph to her look, because right now she's just got black rimmed glasses and a gray business suit. But I think she has to go, and you know that I'm known for the bob, because it's very like quintessentially Miwako. Okay, let me see. Classic bob is usually a center part cut just below the chin or higher. Bangs are not required according to the hairstylist internet. Okay, so the bangs being part of a bob are like a newer phenomenon, I guess. Interesting. With all the haircuts, I'm sure they had to clarify which ones are which. Yeah, I did have to get bangs when I did it. The issue for me is my hair is wavy curly, and if I brush it, it poofs a bit, and it looked terrible. So I straightened it, then it looked worse. So, Danny, are you saying that your hair looked like Yumi's when you had a bob? Lots of time to make it manageable if you're sporting very short hair. Look, Mr. Spotsy's getting junk food. Nice, nice. Bob the horse's S tier and won't be taking feedback. Okay, okay. Bob backwards. It smells bud. What the F? Okay. Up next we have the third Bob that I immediately think of when I think of fuck ass Bobs in the Nancy series, and that is Katie Firestone from Danger on Deception Island. Something about her fire truck red hair. Actually, it's not quite fire truck red, but her like super ginger hair. It sticks out because the whole game is very like gray and dark, so any bit of color that you see is exciting. I think her bob is really nice. I think it looks like it could use a little bit of maintenance, maybe a little touching up around the edge, fixing whatever is going on with her bangs, because they look like the stripe on Charlie Brown's shirt. But I have to give it to her. Like, she is rocking the bob, and I think if she had any other hair, I probably wouldn't remember Katie as much, because despite being kind of the reason that, well, she is the reason that Nancy is in Snake Horse Harbor, she doesn't really appear in her own game that much. She's there at the beginning, and you talk to her a little bit, and then she disappears until the very end. But so if she had like a ponytail or like long hair or a pixie cut even, it wouldn't be as memorable. So I think I have to give her a PhD in bobology too, but know that there is about this much space between her and Jane, because Jane just sweeps the category. Your dishwasher just broke. First the car, now the dishwasher. This is the third dishwasher to break in this house. Jeez, Pius, that's... Is it like the third dishwasher in a short period? Either way, it sucks. Let me let me clarify. Either way, that sucks. 3 dishwashers in one house is crazy. Were they at least spaced apart, or would that make it worse if they were like, you know, like how long between this dishwasher breaking and the previous dishwasher breaking? Because personally, if my dishwashers kept breaking, I would want them to last at least a little while before they did. If only so I could, make enough money to afford a new dishwasher. But I could see the silver lining of 3 dishwashers breaking in a row. Like, it is kind of comedic objectively. Obviously, it sucks, but it is kind of funny. Like, what do you mean you got 3 dishwashers and they all broke? Been here for 4 years. First one broke a year into being here, so one every year. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know how long a dishwasher is supposed to last, but it sure as hell is supposed to be more than 1 year. Yeah, I hope the dishwasher is not like FUBAR and can be repaired or fixed easily, because I know the dishwasher issues can be a pain in the ass, not just because you have to hand wash the dishes, but they can be annoying to get sorted, whether it be buying a new one or fixing it. Anyway, let's move on to our next Bob, which is Yumi. And now, I love Yumi. I think she's a great character. I don't know what the fuck is going on with her hair. It looks like she had a bob and then stuck her finger in an electrical socket. And it just... So unfortunately, Yumi is going to have to be fuck-ass derogatory. I get it goes with the outfit. Excuse me. But I feel like she either needs longer hair or she needs to have some like frizz management, because it really looks frizzy more than it looks curly. I don't know if that's what she's going for, but it's just, I'm not a fan. Thank you for the bless you. Next we have Anya Mittelmeyer from Captive Curse. Honestly, I think my immediate reaction is to put her in Bob, period. Like, yeah, it's a Bob. She's got the side part, no bang. Side part. It's a little, like, it looks like it could use a quick comb through or brush through. But, like, nothing that can't be fixed within, 30 seconds. So it's something that you could maybe be like, hey, Anya, like, you got some flyaways. But I think it suits the look well, because they could have done, like, she has the dirndl on, so they could have easily been like, oh, well, we'll just give her like milkmaid braids, and she'll, like, look like she stepped out of a Bavarian storybook. But they were like, no, let's give her a chic hairstyle. And I think it suits her quite well. It's just nothing super exciting. First on, the heating coil went on. The second one just stopped running. This one, the latch broke. Hopefully we can get the part. She so boots the fuck ass. Thank goodness they didn't give her milkmaid braids. Like, she's already like, it seems like she's fan service to a specific demographic of Nancy Drew players, which is clearly the minority, because like her was advertising these games towards girls. But it's at some point when they were designing the character, they were like, and she has big boobs, and they stood on that. And honestly, I respect it. And they could have then also been like, we're going to give her the braids too, and she can carry around, steins of beer. Big naturals. Yeah, Anya, big natural. But instead they're like, let's maybe not go all the way into the milkmaid fantasy. Let's give her a hairstyle that was popular at the time. Captive Curse, I think, came out in like 2011, maybe. Yeah, 2011. So this hairstyle was pretty popular then, from what I remember. So perfectly middle of the road. I think that's what I've got. Next we have Minette. This is definitely not a bob. This is almost like a mullet in a way, like the business in the front with that like aggressive part and then just kind of long in the back. It's it works for her, but it works for her because she has the mask on. Like, I feel like if she didn't have the mask on, people would be like, what are you doing with your hair? I mean, since Minette is a fashion designer, maybe she's trying to make the mullet the new bob. Maybe. I wonder if this is just how she styled it around the mask, because we only ever see like 2 pictures of Minette without the mask on, and one of them is right after the mask falls off. So we can't definitively say this is how she wears her hair without the mask, so we'll be basing this judgment on her with the mask. I think it would probably go in okay, I guess. I feel like it needs to either be longer or shorter. Hello, Kelsey. Welcome in. Welcome in, Sam Tertiary. You know who has an iconic bob? Sia. You know what? Mentioning Sia, Yumi's hair, if it was bigger, like I could see Yumi rocking a Sia bob, like the gigantic and cumbersome bob. Like, I feel like she could rock that, and it would be a moment. It could go with her giant ass bow that she has on her head. But back to Minette, I think it's okay, I guess. I don't really have any complaints about it. It's just there. It does kind of look like her hair on the top, and it could just because of the light reflecting, kind of makes it look like it's also plastic, like the mask. Which I guess, like, if she was wearing a wig, she's wearing one of those like super sculpted plastic wigs, I could also see Minette doing that, but I think this is her hair, and I think it's just okay, I guess. Katie Firestone wishes she could get that color, though. Yeah, honestly, I feel like Katie would look worse with fire truck red hair than this, like, more ginger color, but I definitely think she would try it. That it definitely seems like she would try to replicate that color. Have I heard Toad? I've not heard Toad sing Chandelier, but I have heard Toad sing How Far I'll Go for Moana. And that was really funny. A friend of mine in college was like, "Oh, bud, you have to watch How Far I'll Toad. It's Toad singing How Far I'll Go for Moana." And I was like, okay. And then I like peed my pants laughing because it was so funny. Girly has all the gel in her hair. Yeah, she's got to get it so her hair is perfectly sculpted. Got to keep it out of her masked face for when she's playing model match. I got halfway through that song and my ears hurt. Yeah, that it is. You have to listen to it on a low volume unless you want your eardrums blown out. Minette, I'm calling you back for Bob's by Bud All Stars in 2026. The Bob Battle Royale. Let's be honest, Jane would win because she would fight dirty. Next we have Puamapu. Now you want to talk about someone who has all the gel in her hair? It's Puamapu. Like that hair is sculpted to the sides of her head. Um, Forget gel, she glued it. Saying hi from Pickleball. Jade beats everyone here, unfortunately. Hello, Des. I hope you enjoy Pickleball. Um, I hope for your sake it's more fun than this, because I'm a little upset that you chose sports over fuck ass Bob tier list, but you know, just kidding. um, every season of Bob's by Bud, Jane just keeps winning. We have to stop letting her compete. She just sneaks her way in because she's, you know, a child and is tiny. Des and Bud, besties forever. Bud Stees, if you will. Hello, cat lover. Welcome in. We were just Bob Paul's Bob Race seasons 1 through 7. Jane wins. So we were trying to figure out where Puamapu. Part of me wants to say fuck ass derogatory, but like her whole character as a whole looks like she's made out of clay more so than any of the other character. Maybe Big Island Mike, so I guess it runs in the family, but this particular character model just looks like Gumby. She's giving Gumby if Gumby were a human girl who taught surfing at her dad's immersion excursion resort. So in that way, the Bob fits in with her whole like Gumby look, but um I don't know. I mean, it is my tier list, so I think I'm gonna have to put it in fuck ass derogatory. um it's probably tied with Yumi, like one, like neither one is worse than the other, so like if they could be tied, like they'd be tied. Do you guys think my boobs should have bobs? I mean, sure. I mean, why not? Like, it's just hair. If you don't like the boob, the bob, no, the boob bob, you could just like cut it off. I guess, I don't know. But stop talking about me like that. Next we have Lillian. I don't remember her last name. She's from Stay Tuned for Danger. Again, this is not a bob. I think it's a little too long to be a bob, but it's not like it's not bad. Like it fits. It's giving business bitch, which is what Lillian is. She's the one of the producers on Light of Our Love. So it fits the character. It's not hideous. If she had a different hairstyle, she'd be less memorable. Lillian Weiss, thank you, Pius. I think it's gonna go in Bob, even though like technically it's not a Bob, but like it's middle of the road. It's not offensive. It's cutting edge, but it's also kind of like the color is a little weird. It kind of looks like she has highlights, but it also kind of doesn't look like it looks like the light is shining through her hair weird. That's just a nitpick. The game came out in what, 1999, so you can only expect so much. Lillian's hair is what mine looked like when I straightened it, so I would go from Yumi to Lillian. Oh wow, yeah, that's a big difference. Next we have we're gonna do these at the same time because I don't remember which one is which. We have Rachel and Bachel, or Kim if you like to call her by her government name. Yeah, these are Bob's. I think when uh when the one tucks it behind her ear, it's better than the one that had like with the weird piece in the front. So I think this one is probably okay, I guess, and this one is Bob. Like the headband, like how is your hair falling in front of your face when you have a headband on? That is what the headband is for. It's to keep your hair from falling out of your face. Just ready? Just pretend this is a headband. Just go. And then it should fix it. Like I get it, sometimes it falls out, but it's every damn time you talk to Rachel and or Bachel that her hair is falling out. Like, girl, you're not doing anything. If we were in gym class doing physical activity, okay, you're sitting on your bed on your laptop. Is your hair that heavy that sitting like shrimped over your laptop causing it to fall? Invest in a little, got to be if you're really annoyed with it. I used to do that. I would purposely pull strands of hair out of the headband. Some girls' hairstyle bands with hair pop out. I mean, I guess, yeah, she could have super thin, like, stringy hair that doesn't really hold in any sort of way. Like, I know some people can't really have their hair pulled back because it's so thin. Maybe she has a cowlick that her sister doesn't. That's a good point. That's a good point. But there are ways to style around a cowlick. I get they have to look the same because they're pretending to be the same person. Sorry for spoilers if you've never played Waverly Academy. But I don't know. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like one of them has better bob management than the other, and they could take a lesson from their twin. My third child has a cowlick right in the front that nothing holds in place. I have uh cowlicks on the back of my head. In places that don't really matter. It's like at the base near my neck. And it only matters when I haven't had a haircut in a while. It'll like curl. Which is kind of funny, and my hair stylist points it out every time. But I'm very lucky that I don't have a cowlick in the front of my head. Like my dad has a cowlick in the front of his head, and he can only style his hair one way, which is fine because that's how he styles his hair. But I don't know if it was like he styles it that way because he has a cowlick, or he was already styling it that way and then tried to not style it that way and found out he had a cowlick. Like I don't know if one caused the other. We gave her bangs to try and help. There's just one spot where it folds in on itself and will not sit smoothly. Oh, so maybe Miwako has a cowlick and that's why her bangs are all weird right here. I guarantee now that I've pointed it out to you, you will not be able to unsee it. And I am not sorry because I need to bring awareness to Miwako's fucked up bangs. That bangs once found it tedious to take care of. I've heard that bangs are a pain. And I can imagine if you had like the micro bangs, like the Dita Von Teese bangs, those would probably be a pain to take care of because if they grow 1 millimeter, suddenly they look wonky and they're not all perfectly. Like that seems like too much maintenance for me. I could never. Up next we have Harper Thornton. I mean, based on Pius's definition of it being cut to the chin or shorter and parted down the middle, then yes, Harper's hair is a bob. It is parted down the middle and it is at least to her chin or shorter. But like she definitely, like if I said Yumi looked like she stuck her finger in an electrical socket, Harper stuck her finger in multiple electrical sockets. Like she had one in each and not crazy lady being held for misogyny. She also seems to have textured hair. Yeah, it's giving she lives in the basement of the Thornton mansion and does what she can. I'm not knocking Harper's hair. Like, I love Harper as a character. I'm just pointing out that her hair is very frizzy. Um, I think that the hair, it like, if you gave Harper like a regular looking hairstyle, she would just look like a normal person. And unfortunately, I think her hair is doing the heavy lifting in, we need Harper to look insane. So we'll just give her this crazy hairstyle. Like, they already clearly modeled her after Helena Bonham Carter in the Harry Potter movies. Uh, and they were like, well, we can't give her that gigantic, I don't even know what kind of hairstyle you would call, but like that giant mass of hair on her head that Bellatrix has. Um, so we'll just give her crazy short hair, so we can say that she is, legally distinct from Helena Bonham Carter's likeness. Um, I think I'm gonna put her in. I'm either gonna put her in PhD in Bobology, or that I'm known for the Bob, because the hairstyle really does make the look. I'm gonna put her at that I'm known for the Bob. Come on, there we go. I'm gonna put her at the front. She might get bumped up, but what's keeping her from PhD in Bobology is that like classic Bob look. Perhaps if she, I, I don't know, went and got a blowout at the salon or something, like got a deep shampoo, deep condition, um, maybe a little scalp treatment, like she could pull off the Bob. But at the same time, I don't want her to pull off the Bob because I think this hair is fine. Um, yeah, I'm content putting her at the top of A tier. She is definitely known for her hairstyle. That's one of the first things you probably think about her. Um, she has curly hair that she simply does not manage. More of a curly French bob. Okay, yeah. I'm going to keep her here, and we might revisit at the end. Up next, we have Jenna Devlin from DDI. Excuse me, again. Um, this is more of like a curtain bang situation, I think. She just parts her hair down the middle and brushes the long hair behind her ears. But I do think her hair is very unique. Um, I think it's gonna go in. Oh, is it a ponytail? I thought it was short. Wait. Huh. Okay. Interesting, because yeah, if when I Google her name, there's one of those like cosplay ideas, and it does show a ponytail. Okay. Leo DiCaprio style. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Kelsey. Leonardo DiCaprio style pixie haircut with a curtain bang. Um. Anyway, it's gonna go in Bob. I can't give it anything higher because we now know that it might not actually be short. It might be a ponytail. Um. It's not bad. It's very fitting for her character. See, I thought it was giving like it was short because she gives me like lesbian vibes, and not I'm not saying that lesbians have to have short hair. Let me clarify. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she gives me the vibes of a lesbian who would have short hair. Take take that how you will. It's just a statement. I get. It's the vibes I get. Remember, vibes are important in this ranking. And so I think she's perfectly middle of the road. Her hair, it suits her. It's not like if she actually had a visible ponytail, it would not detract from her character. Um, and it's, yeah, perfectly middle of the road. Next we have Joanna. I don't know what's going on with this hair. Her hair looks like it's one piece. Like, instead of it being like a hair that is, how do I describe it? Like one mass of hair, instead of like when you part your hair and it has distinct sections, like how on Minette there's this section on the top and then there's the side and the back, or like with Jenna there's this section and this section. It just kind of looks like one. If you ever played with or know of the Playmobil toys, the hair comes off, or even a Lego man, it's like one piece. Like that's what it's giving. It's giving like Lego hair. um I think I think it fits her, but it's still not a great hairstyle. And I guess that just means some people in video games, in Nancy games, are just destined to have bad hairstyles, and that's unfortunately the best they can do. I think I have to put her in fuck ass derogatory because I don't even know what's going on with her. I don't know if it's like a grown out pixie cut or if it was at one point more of a bob and she just didn't want to upkeep, or if like she is trying something new. I cannot get into the mind of Joanna Riggs. I just know that her hair is interesting. Up next, we have Ryan. She's going for Princess Di and failing. 90s, early 2000s is important here too. Yeah. It kind of, okay, here's what it kind of looks like. The lady died, but it also looks like she's trying to grow it out so she can have a Rachel haircut. I don't know why. I just feel like Joanna would have a Rachel haircut. And it would look terrible on her. Like I can say that with a level of certainty that she would not look good with a Rachel haircut, but I think she would still try. Next we have Ryan Kilpatrick from Deadly Device. Um, this hair is cute. The goggles are doing a lot. I think if she didn't have the goggles, like she wouldn't look bad without the goggles, but to me the goggles are part of the hairstyle and they're important to include. Um, she also has something about being redhead adjacent and having a bob. Someone at her really liked the idea of red hair with a bob and like tried to sneak it in as much as possible. Um, I'm thinking maybe you know that I'm known for the bob because the goggles are really like, if someone was like, how would you describe Ryan, you would probably say, oh, she had like how she looks, you would probably say she has red hair and goggles on the top of her head. um and she also has a sweatshirt and an impossible to determine what kind of top it is. Like I think it was when Danny was playing Deadly Device, I was like, is she wearing a tube top or is she wearing a tank top that has really wide straps? Because her sweatshirt is like unzipped and you can see the scoop of the neck of whatever top she has on, but you can't see any straps. So it's very like it's like, are you wearing, lab appropriate clothing in your place of work, or low cut tank top? Yeah, with super or maybe she uses like the like Hollywood tape and like tapes the straps to the inside of the sweatshirt so they don't like flop around. I don't know. That's not important. We're not talking about the her shirt. We're talking about her hair. I think I'm gonna put her in. You know that I'm known for the bob. This is niche, but Ryan always reminded me of Ed from Cowboy Bebop. Honestly, but ever since you pointed that out, I can never unsee it, and it bugs me every single time. Hold on, let me look up Ed from Cowboy Bebop. Oh well, yeah. That makes sense because the goggles and the hair. Yeah, I can see that. Hello, Hotchkiss to Earth. Welcome in. Her hair is giving Rachel Lee Cook and Josie and the Pussycats. All right, hold on. Rachel Lee. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think she's going, and you know that I'm known for the bob. Her hair is very noteworthy. I say this every time. She reminds me of Kalina or Story Retold's profile picture, like that red panda. Every time I see the red panda, I'm like, that looks like Ryan. And every time I see Ryan, I'm like, it looks like the red panda. All right, next we have Deirdre Shannon, but specifically in Alibi and Ashes. I don't think I have to say anything about that. You want to talk about Lego hair? That's like her hair is clipped onto her head by the little Lego bump on the top of her scalp. Like, the headband is purely decoration and you can barely see it. They might as well have just made it like one of those flowers that has like a barrette clip on the side, and it just, because it's not holding anything back. Like her bang is still in the front. And again, she also has a whack ass outfit on too. Um, I did not include Midnight in Salem Deirdre, but I also think Midnight in Salem Deirdre's hair is ugly. I think Deirdre needs to invest in some friends who maybe can help her style her hair. Like maybe she needs to have a slumber party and they all do each other's hair and she discovers a new way of doing her hair. Like the length is not the problem. Like I think the short hair could work, but it's either like based on how her hair looks at Midnight in Salem that leads me to believe she's in her flat iron era, like straightening her hair, because her hair is kind of wavy in Midnight in Salem. Either that or she decided to like crimp her hair in 2017, which I didn't know people did that anymore, but you know, I think she just maybe needs to let it exist in its natural state and find a style based off of that. Again, I'm not a professional hair stylist. I am not. I didn't go to cosmetology school. Um, my experience is just I have a lot of opinions. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Lego hair, let's go hair. Pokemon, let's go hair. Next, we have George Fane, specifically in Ransom of the Seven Ships. Honestly, this is a very good bob. It's shaped nice. It's like similar to um Anya's, the style with the like diagonal bang, but it's neat despite her being on an island with literally nobody else on, well, actually not literally, but literally three other people on it. Like she still has time to wash and condition or style her hair, or maybe it's just so oily from not being washed that it holds in place. That's not for us to decide. My point is that her hair is very neat. It's a bob. um I definitely think about her when I think about bobs in the Nancy series. Like it's a fuck ass bob, but a good fuck ass bob. George in Alibi and Ashes and in um what is that game where she breaks her leg? Shattered Medallion. There we go. Shattered Leg. Uh, I like that hair on her too. I think it suits her personality better. But you cannot deny that this hair was a moment, and like we can't take that away from her. I followed you because I heard you do Olga and Dez's hair and makeup before they go live. Okay, whatever, I guess. Yeah, I put the hair and the makeup on the PNG tuber of the hagfish. Um, George finally getting her flowers. Okay. I like George. I like Bess, but I like George more. I think George is funnier. Like the way that Bess and George are characterized, Bess is like the dumb one. Not that she's not dumb. I do not think Bess is dumb, but like she's characterized as like the dumb, ditzy, like airheaded one, and George is like the smart one. So George is able to have jokes that are actually jokes and not just uh oh, Bess's parents got rid of caller ID because Bess wouldn't answer the phone if she didn't want to talk to the person that showed up on the caller ID. Like that's a whole joke and character beat for Bess in um Haunted Carousel. Like she gets the caller ID in Ghost Dogs, and then in Haunted Carousel they say that her parents got rid of it because she didn't want to answer the phone for people who she didn't want to talk to, and her parents got sick of it. Um, so yeah, Bess was so real for that. No, I'm not saying I disagree with Bess. I don't like talking on the phone at all, so I totally get it. I almost put Ransom of the Seven Ships Bess on here, but I could not tell if her hair was a bob or if it was like pulled back into a little bun on the back. And I couldn't get a good picture either. All of the pictures look like found footage, like 2 pixels, and it's like her standing in the cave, and it's like a fucking cryptid. So I decided to skip that. Um, Next we have drove me insane during Shadowrun. They going, have you done the thing you already did? You idiot, you fucking moron, you absolute imbecile. We are cousins, you stupid fuck, you fuck up stupid. And I was like, oh right, I didn't check if the vegetables were ripe yet. Yeah, and yeah, some of the hints they give are not great. And then if you play on senior detective, they're like, well, you're a senior detective, so you don't need help. Like, okay, I wasn't aware that that's how um detective work worked, but okay. Um, yeah, do you ever get to see what they look like during Shadow Ranch? Because I think the only time you get to see them is the picture of when they're on the horses, but there's the finger over the camera lens, so you can't actually see what they look like. Next we have M. Griffin. Um, she looks and sounds like Jodie Foster to me. She sounds more like Jodie Foster than she looks, but the hair is definitely giving Silence of the Lambs, 90s Jodie Foster. Um, like John Hinckley Jr. would probably try to assassinate Ronald Reagan for her. Um, Now this hair does kind of look like she was trying to have a Rachel, and you know that she would try to have a Rachel. We find out in Danger by Design that she is at least on a cursory level into fashion because she emails Manette and is like, I liked how your models were, you know, not skinny and they look kind of like me. Uh, so she's definitely into stuff that is in vogue, so to speak. Pun unintended. Um, I, I kind of want to put it I want to put it in either okay, I guess, or fuck ass derogatory, because the it's like, excuse me, there we go. Sense of Lambs, my favorite Stephen King being references Nancy Drew. Love to see it. Um, because if you don't think about it as a failed attempt at the Rachel, it's just, you know, like a middle part hairstyle. It's not like it's not offensive, but if you think about it as this is supposed to be the Rachel, then this is the ugliest attempt at the Rachel I think I've ever seen. um I'm gonna put it in okay, I guess, because I think, I don't know, that's my gut is just telling me that it's just okay, I guess, but it's on the lower end of okay, I guess, because is it really okay? No, but I didn't have a category between the two, so I had to pick one. Next, we have two different alternate identities and appearances for Lisa Ostrom from Treasure on the Royal Tower. First of all, this one is a PhD in bobology, even though it, like, you could miss. Well, no, you have to look at her stuff in the locker, but it's something you don't have to commit to memory. Like, the what she looks like or what her aliases are not really important to the plot. It's just that she has them. But I saw this when I think Erin was playing Treasure in the Royal Tower. Like, I think it might have been when she was doing speed runs or something. No. It was Marion Katz was playing Treasure in the Royal Tower, and she found Lisa's locker, and I saw that Bob, and I was like, oh, this needs to be on the tier list because this also looks like Lego hair, so it could easily go in fuck ass derogatory, but it's so Bobish. I feel like it has to go in PhD in Bobology, even though it does not suit Lisa's character at all. Lisa looks best with the pixie cut, like the really short hair. Like, I think that suits her well. And then the last one, I'm going to put in You Know That I'm Known for the Bob. This gives the pixie cut a run for its money. This red, shortish, bobbish hair. It's kind of giving... pictures. Yeah, it's just, this looks like it could be your natural hair, and it looks really nice. Of course. Okay, hold on, we gotta... 1 second. I don't know if it's gonna show. I don't know if it's gonna dox me, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. By opening my file directory. Okay, and last but certainly not least... Oh. We got... Come On, Bob, for the best Bob in the entire series, Bob the Horse. When I had the idea of doing the Fuck Ass Bob tier list, I was thinking of the hairstyles, and I was like, oh, wouldn't it be really funny if I put Bob the Horse? And then everybody else had the exact same idea and was like, oh, you should include Bob the Horse. So the surprise was kind of ruined, but at the same time, I knew that Bob the Horse had to be on there, and he needed to be in a tier of his own, because while yes, he does have a PhD in bobology, and he is known for the Bob, I feel like it's not fair for him. It's not fair for everybody else for him to be rated on the same scale, because he would kick Jane in the face with his leg and, like, piss on the competition. So this is our Lisa photo sticking out. So this is the tier list. I don't think there are any changes that I really want to make. Actually, I don't know. Part of me wants to bump Miwako up into PhD in bobology. I think I'm gonna put her under Harper but above Lori. I think that's what we're gonna go with. So from the bottom to the top, we have Deirdre Shannon, Joanna Riggs, Puamapu, and Yumi Shimizu in the fuck ass derogatory tier. We have M. Griffin, Rachel and or Bachel, Hubbard, Manette, and Helena Berg in the OK, I Guess. Jenna Devlin, Rachel and or Bachel, Lillian Weiss, and Anya Mittelmeyer in Bob, period. We have Lisa alias number 1, Ryan Kilpatrick, Laurie Gerard, Miwako Shimizu, Harper Thornton, and You Know That I'm Known for the Bob. Lisa Ostrom, alias number 2, George Fain, Katie Firestone, and Jane Penvalin in PhD in Bobology, and then Bob the Horse in Come On Bob, which is the highest honor that a Bob can receive. Again, I don't know if it's going to show my personal information, so I am going to download this. Download. There we go. So we have what do you mean I forgot about Pookie? Who's Pookie? Yeah, so we have the Bob FAB tier list. We'll save that. I know I said before that we might start Ghost Dogs today, but I think I just want to wrap up and read out. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to get into Ghost Dogs. I have some stuff that I have to do. And we will save that for next week. So I think we are going to say goodbye to YouTube. If you want to continue watching on Twitch, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. Nope, that made no sense. We're going to try that again. We're going to say goodbye to YouTube. If you'd like to continue to watch the VODs on YouTube, it is free to subscribe to my channel there. If you'd prefer to catch me live, you can catch me on twitch.tv/budwinchimes, BUDWINDCHIMES, where it is free to follow. But if you're also feeling like you would like to watch without ads, you can subscribe. It's free if you have Prime. I post my schedules on my Twitch story, on my Instagram, and on my Blue Sky. You can find that information in my About tab on my Twitch if you don't already have it. And I will have the schedule for next week out tomorrow, I would say. Maybe later today, but no promises. Today being Saturday. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, YouTube.